What if my life is not a story? What if it is a long, repetitive and senseless string of events? This question, posed within Sally Rooney's latest novel, Intermezzo, echoes in the quiet spaces left behind by loss. It's a profound inquiry into the very nature of our existence when the narrative we once knew is suddenly fractured. The book, published in 2024, invites us into the lives of two brothers, Peter and Ivan Kubek, as they navigate the vast, disorienting landscape of grief following the death of their father. It's not a tale of grand adventure, but rather a quiet, intimate observation of the human heart as it attempts to heal. The relationship between Peter and Ivan forms the very heart of Intermezzo. They orbit each other like two celestial bodies, sometimes pulling closer with the gravity of mutual understanding, and at other times drifting apart into their own lonely atmospheres. Peter, at 33, embodies a kind of fragile stability. He is a man who has built his life on logic and professional success. Ivan, a decade younger, is Peter's opposite in many ways. He is a creature of instinct and intellect, his mind a labyrinth of chess strategies and philosophical musings. Together, their interactions are a compelling dance of approach and retreat. They are the only two people on Earth who have lost this specific father. For Peter, love enters in the form of Sylvia, a university student whose life is as complicated and poignant as his own. Their relationship is an intermezzo in the truest sense, an interval that connects two larger movements. With Sylvia, Peter finds a space where he can simply be a man, flawed and searching for connection. Peter finds himself caught between his lingering grief for his father and the burgeoning, intense feelings he has for Sylvia. This is a remarkably true-to-life depiction of the grieving process. Ivan becomes involved with Margaret, an older, worldly woman who works in communications and has a complex life of her own. Their connection is immediate and intense, a collision of intellect and passion. Their relationship becomes another kind of game, one with high stakes and rules that are constantly shifting. This relationship forces Ivan to confront his own immaturity and deep-seated insecurities. He is a prodigy in the world of chess, but in the realm of human relationships, he is a novice. At its core, Intermezzo is a profound meditation on the very nature of human connection. It examines the myriad ways we attempt to bridge the gap between ourselves and others. The novel beautifully illustrates that our most significant relationships are often our most challenging. Connection is not a static state, but a living, breathing process of negotiation and occasional moments of true communion. One of the most insightful aspects is its exploration of how we use conversation and silence to connect. For all their words, it is often what remains unsaid that carries the most weight. The novel suggests that sometimes the most honest communication happens without words at all. It is found in the simple act of Peter making a cup of tea for his brother. In a world that often pressures us to talk about our feelings, Rooney offers a quiet counter-argument. She validates the moments of silent companionship, suggesting that presence can be more powerful than pronouncements. Their new relationships become a way of expressing the parts of themselves that have been silenced by loss. Love, in this context, is not an escape from grief, but another way of living with it. As Intermezzo draws to a close, it does not offer neat resolutions. Instead, it is more like a piece of music that ends on an unresolved chord, filled with tension and possibility. Peter and Ivan are not cured of their grief. They have changed, they have grown, but their journey is far from over. This lack of a perfect ending is perhaps the book's most honest and powerful statement. The story is not about arriving at a destination, but about the journey itself. We are all living in the space between what was and what will be. Sally Rooney's quiet, deeply perceptive novel is an invitation to embrace uncertainty, to find meaning not in final answers but in the ongoing, complicated and beautiful process of living. It encourages us to pay attention to the in-between moments, for it is there, in the quiet interludes, that we truly find out who we are.